From its unknown origins to the history of its candy. Stay tuned to number 1 to find out 10 facts about the history of Valentine's Day. Number 10. The origin of Valentine's Day. Usually when it comes to holidays, you can understand or extrapolate where the tradition came from. St. Patrick's Day was from Ireland. 4th of July was celebrating the independence of America, and so on. But with Valentine's Day, it may be a bit harder, for there are actually 2 different theories as to how this day came to be. First and foremost, many think that it was because of a saint named Valentine. This is why some refer to the holiday as St. Valentine's Day. But ironically, the Catholic Church has documented 3 different men named Valentine who were all saints, and all of whom were executed for their faith, making things even more complicated in terms of an origin story. One take on one of the St. Valentines was that when a Roman emperor forbade the soldiers to marry, as he felt it would allow them to fight without the fear of loss, that St. Valentine came in and performed secret marriages. He was then caught and imprisoned. The last fact is considered a definite possible origin of the holiday, for it is said that after defying the emperor, St. Valentine got an admirer via a woman who visited him in the prison. It was here that he sent a note to her, the first Valentine card if you will. Then before his passing he sent one last message to her signed, "From your Valentine," or so the story goes. And thus, that's how the signature phrase came to be. Others still think that it's an extension of a rather explicit Roman tradition that somehow survived the Christian uprising in various ways. No matter how you slice it though, the true origins of Valentine's Day are a mystery to all. Number 9. The date. Just as the origin of the holiday is a bit of a mystery, just as clouded is why it settled on February 14th. One of the reasons is said to be because of the Roman holiday called Lupercalia, which is a very raucous holiday that I really don't want to get into. But it was said to have started on February 15th, so moving it a day before to thus ensure it wasn't fully associated with that date seems fair. But another take has a more natural flavor, for many noticed that the doves of the world seem to go into their mating season in the middle of February, and doves are now associated with Valentine's Day, as they are the birds of love, so February 14th may have been chosen for that reason. It has also been noted that February has often been associated with romance and love for one reason or another, so the people who officially made the holiday, Christians believe it or not, wanted to choose a date within the month that felt right, and the 14th just seemed to match up. Number 8. The love of chocolate. Before we talk about my sweet tooth, take a moment to like this video and join the Zero to Hero community by using the buttons below. There are many things that are associated with Valentine's Day, and chocolate is one of the biggest ones. But have you ever wondered why? It may seem like an obvious choice now, but it had to be connected to the holiday in some fashion, right? Well, apparently, many doctors thought that chocolate wasn't just tasty, but that it was actually medicine. How so? Well, they deduced that eating chocolate would help you get over the loss of a loved one, or that it would help you heal your broken heart. Naturally, there's no actual basis for this. However, you can't deny that when you eat chocolate, it tastes good and you feel good, so the connection might have simply come from that. Now, if you're wondering where the first box of chocolates came from, that would be Richard Cadbury all the way back in the 1800s. And it's not hard to see why that particular invention came to be very popular on the holiday. Love is very sweet, but chocolate can be even sweeter, am I right? Number 7. Men versus women. No, this isn't about how love is a battlefield or anything like that. Rather, it's about the spending patterns of men and women on Valentine's Day. Take a minute and think. Who do you believe spends more on gifts for their Valentine? Regardless of whether it's on their friends or their crush, boyfriend, girlfriend, lover, or spouse. Who do you think spends more money on cards and gifts? Men or women? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. The obvious answer is women. Women are more expressive in their feelings and are said to be more personal in their gift giving, as they want to find the perfect gift for their significant other. Men are often touted as emotionally stunted. They'll have emotions but not know how to express them, and thus they don't spend the time and money they should on Valentine's Day gifts, right? Wrong. Anyway, men have been reported to spend double what women do on gifts for their significant others. While this may be surprising to you, you need to remember one thing. While men are idiots most of the time, hey, I'm a guy, I can say that, they also know that there are times when you don't screw things up. Your anniversary, your significant other's birthday, and of course, Valentine's Day. So they likely spend double just so that they don't end up in the doghouse. Number 6. The Rise of Cupid. Many holidays have a picture figure, if you will, the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, even a leprechaun for St. Patrick's Day. For Valentine's Day, though, we have Cupid, a little angel that apparently causes people to fall in love with one another. But did you ever wonder where said angel came from? That would be Greek and Roman mythology. In those pantheons, Cupid, also called Amor, which translated to love in certain languages, was the son of the goddess Aphrodite, who was also known as Venus. Aphrodite was the goddess of beauty and love, and her son got a part of that in him. But he also was the god of attraction. To that end, he would use his golden bow to strike the hearts of people, even gods, and make them fall in love. While just a figure of a man in his early renderings, Cupid was later reimagined as a young little angel who made people fall in love, even going so far as to say he was a baby. This new version of Cupid was put on Valentine's Day cards dating all the way back to the 1800s, and the idea stuck. So he became the official mascot for Valentine's Day. Number 5. Proposing a relationship. Timing is everything, especially when it comes to relationships. And when it comes to celebrate Valentine's Day, many men and women believe that the romantic holiday is the perfect time to either pop the question of marriage or even just ask someone out for a date. It's an interesting thing, for you have to wonder what they're doing on that date to try to ensure that they get the answer they want. After all, with emotions and feelings running high on the holiday, it might seem harder to get a no. You might be wondering, how many people actually propose or think of proposing on Valentine's Day? Well, in 2013, it was estimated that 6 million people were thinking about doing just that. That is a lot of people. But as in all things, don't rush into a relationship if you're not ready for it. Remember, there are 365 days in a year. Pick the date that you feel is best for you. Number 4. Carding the holidays. There are 3 items most associated with Valentine's Day: chocolates, flowers, and Valentine's Day cards. Depending on who you talk to, sources will say that Valentine's Day cards are exchanged in the hundreds of millions to even the billions every single year. That's a lot of cards to be giving out all over the world. Because of this high number, you might think that this holiday is the biggest card-giving holiday in the world, but it's actually not. In fact, I think you already know which one is. Christmas. When you break down the holidays themselves, you'll understand why Christmas comes out on top. On Valentine's Day, you give 1 card to someone you love. Maybe a few if you want to include a parent or other family member, but most times it's just to your significant other. For Christmas, though, you give cards to your family, your friends, other families, churches, and more. It all adds up to Christmas dominating the card market, but Valentine's Day is definitely a strong second. Number 3. Not just for lovers. As I noted before, sometimes you get Valentine's Day cards for your family or your dear friends or someone else important in your life. A study was done on Valentine's Day gifts, and it was found that a bunch of gifts for the holidays aren't given to significant others, but rather parents, kids, teachers, and even pets. In fact, 3% of all Valentine's Day gifts are for pets. You almost have to wonder, what exactly do they give them? Number 2. Color coding. Flowers are a universal symbol for Valentine's Day. Specifically, a rose is meant to convey strong feelings for another that you care about. Millions upon millions of roses are sold every year in February for the holiday. But here's the question you need to ask yourself. What message are you trying to convey? After all, there are many different colored roses in the world, and if you don't send the right one, you're gonna get egg on your face for not sending the right message. A red rose is said to symbolize a passionate love, which is why they're the most popular. A white rose is meant to show the sincerity of your feelings for someone. If you give someone a yellow rose, you're saying that you care about them in the sense of a strong friendship. Orange is meant to express a desire for a relationship, and pink is meant to be a kind and sweet love. It may be a lot to remember, but it's better to know it than forget and end up in hot water for sending someone the wrong colored rose. Number 1. Medical hearts. One of the most beloved candies on Valentine's Day are the candy hearts. Their simple shape and lovely little messages have won many over, but the history of them is more complicated than you might think. For this all began with a man named Oliver Chase, who figured out how to make candy shapes via a medical lozenge machine. That's right, originally they were made to be medicine and they weren't even heart-shaped. Eventually, Oliver realized that he had a perfect way to make candies and decided to make wafers. Fast forward 15 years and his brother Daniel Chase came up with the idea to imprint little messages on the candies, and then in 1902, the candies finally got their heart shapes. What is your craziest Valentine's Day experience? Let us know in the comments below and take care.